If you've clicked on today's video, it's likely you're trying to look for something within. How do you become motivated? How do you become inspired? How do you become so obsessed with your goals that achieving them is inevitable? And why is it that some people seem to achieve every single one of their goals, one after the other, without any sort of struggle? Why is it they have so much energy to be able to motivate themselves to actually achieve their dreams, and you're sat in the background like, how do I actually do this? People aren't inspired. People are choosing to live lives of comfort without greatness, without any sort of achievement. And my question is why? Why aren't people inspired? Why aren't people motivated? We all have the ability to be great, but why are people so unmotivated to do anything about it? Why is there this collective struggle to achieve your dreams? These things aren't just going to fall into your lap, and there's no point blaming others for your lack of action. You have the same time as everyone else, the same information as everyone else. There's really no excuse as to why you can't get from where you are now to where you want to be. It's all in your hands. So how is it that other guy is more ripped than you, has more money than you, is more successful, more charismatic, has more money, drives a nicer car? He's not just lucky. I mean, that's just cope. But why is it they're successful and you're not? It comes to your drive, your motivation, and your inspiration. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how you can become inspired, motivated, and how to start actioning your potential now. And before you even think about clicking off this video, just know that by doing so, you are signing away your hopes, your dreams for the future. Everything that you could learn in this video is going to help you. So don't click off, watch it all through, and get ready to become motivated. So if you're trying to get motivated, inspired to do something, you obviously have a goal. What's your goal? Most people share the same goals. They want more money, they want to get in shape, they want a new car, maybe they want to be more attractive. Are you trying to get the attention of girls? Maybe you want to travel the world, or maybe you have a super specific goal, like you want to be the first man to walk on Mars. Whatever it might be, everyone has goals. A lot of people share the same goals. Maybe you have something that's super specific. Doesn't matter. You have a goal. Now, what's step number one to actually achieving these goals? Firstly, you've got to become absolutely obsessed with the goal itself. It's no good me saying, oh, I'd love to be ripped, and then not going to the gym, not eating properly, because then you don't care. You just want it without everything that comes with it. And so by doing that, I'll put myself in a constant cycle of self-hate because I want to be ripped, but I'm not doing anything about it to get ripped, but I still want to be ripped. So I'm just constantly abusing myself mentally. You also need to figure out whether or not you actually want the goal or not. Now, everything I've just listed here, I'm sure most people want. Most people want to be jacked. Most people want loads of money. Most people want to travel the world and have a great life. But why don't most people do those things? It's because most people don't really want these things enough to the point where it's an obsession. If you become obsessed with your goal, you're going to be way more likely to actually achieve it because you're putting all your energy into that goal. Say, for example, I've never been to the gym. I'm fat, overweight, look disgusting. Now, if I then say, okay, I want to get ripped, and then I continue to eat jars of Nutella, I don't go to the gym, I don't train, I don't do anything towards this goal, I just keep seeing it, and then torture myself because I'm not at that goal yet, then I don't really want it. You become more obsessed with the idea of the goal than the goal itself. And by doing that, you just trap yourself in this constant cycle of self-hatred, which is completely pointless because all that energy you could then be putting into something else, a goal that you maybe actually want or you can actually achieve. Do you want the goal? Yes or no? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. And if the answer is yes, great. Now you can start making steps to actually getting that goal. But this tends to be the part most people get caught up in because they'll say, oh, I'll start the diet next week. I'll start it next week. I'll start it next week. And it just gets continuously postponed forever and ever and ever. If you're not going to start it now, what's the likelihood you're going to start it next week, realistically? It's just not going to happen. It's like if I said I wanted to do a bungee jump and I just kept passing it off, I'll do it next year, do it next year. By the time I'm 100 years old, am I going to do that fucking bungee jump? Probably not. If this is the cycle you've caught yourself in, just accept to yourself that you don't want the goal. And that's absolutely fine, because then you can just push it to one side and find a new goal to actually put your energy into. If you've sat down and accepted, okay, I'm not in shape now, and I'm probably not going to be in shape in 10 years' time, and you're fine with that, great. Move on, find a new goal, because you're better off putting that energy into, I don't know, learning the instrument, or making more money, or traveling around. Do whatever you want. This is your life. Do whatever goals that you want to achieve. But there's no point wasting energy and mentally just putting yourself in a bad position because you're refusing to do the things that you say you want to do. So you've got a goal. You've decided you actually want to achieve this goal. How do you stay inspired to get there? How can you transcend your goal, your ambitions, your dreams, and build up pure energy and drive to actually achieve it? Finding inspiration is going to fuel the flames of passion. It's going to make you unstoppable. You might be inspired by someone else who's also achieved or currently achieving your goal. You might be inspired by friends, family, people you want to impress and make proud. You might even find inspiration from history, from kings and conquerors from years ago. No matter what it is, all these things that contribute to being inspired is just a desire for greatness. It's a desire to be amazing, be the best person you can be like ascend past what you thought was possible. Inspiration is the hunt for glory. Now, why does this all matter? Why does anything matter? What's the point in anything? You know, you can just as easily sit around, not do anything, do minimal work, collect money off the government, drink, smoke, do drugs, and just have an easy life where you don't really do anything. What's the fucking point in that? You will have lived and died without achieving anything. I think as human beings, it's our design to be great, to build from nothing, create from nothing. If you're a Christian, you'll believe we're built in God's image. So that is why we have this drive within us to build and create and ascend past the flesh that we find ourselves trapped in. And I think inspiration is such a powerful tool to actually drive yourself to achieving your goals. Some key forms of inspiration are things like music, stories, movies, mentors, nature. It might even be you from a past or previous or future version of yourself. Things like adversity, where you've went through a period of hardship and struggle and you've overcame it. You need to find inspiration in life. You need to become obsessed with greatness. Now, I want you to imagine that your life is a movie. I want you to imagine you've just died. Daunting task to ask, I know. But what I mean is, I want you to imagine you've just died and you're rewatching your whole life as if it's a movie in a theatre, okay? And this is where you're currently at now. If you're rewatching your whole life, what would you be shouting at the screen? What would you be telling the character to do? Because right now you've got decisions to make. You're at the turning point of the movie. This is where you're at now. It's built all the way up to this point here. And that's where you're at now. Now are you screaming to yourself, go to the gym, lose weight, or go speak to that girl in the bar, like she's going to be your future wife? Are you going to be saying, listen to what this guy's saying, he's going to make you loads of money, you should have invested in this, you should have bought that, you should have done this, you should have done that, listen, like, there's obviously a million different things you could be saying here, but it's up to you to decide what you're going to do. This is why motivation and being inspired is so crucial, because that's what's going to give you the kind of the kick up the arse to move from here, the turning point, and go to the more favourable direction that you want your life to go to. Now remember, like we said at the start, if you don't really want the goal, there's no point wasting any energy on it. Find a new goal. But if you really want this goal and you really are obsessed with it and you want it so badly, and this is the part of the film you'll be screaming at the top of your lungs, no, don't do that, do this, then it's pretty clear what you need to do. Because the last thing you want to be doing is watching that movie back of your whole life and being in regret, not doing that thing, not speaking to that person, not living a better life, not being a better person, not achieving as much as possible, not feeling great within for everything you've done. The most common reason as to why people don't actually achieve their goals is because they say they're distracted by things like TikTok and Instagram. And I promise you now, when you're on your deathbed, you're never going to wish you'd watched more TikToks. You're going to wish you had more money, you'd spent more time with friends, family. You're going to wish you'd spoken to the girl in the bar. You're going to wish you'd done something with your life. So, what are some actionable steps you can take away from today's video to improve your life? How can you become motivated, inspired to actually achieving those big goals? Now, the first thing is you need to be honest with yourself. There's no point lying to yourself. Like, why would you lie to yourself? Why would you say, oh, I've ate really good today, when you know you've had a cheesecake, or you know like, why would you even lie? You are literally preventing your own success. You. And the only person that can control you is you. So if you are unable to control yourself, you will never achieve your goals. If you've decided you truly want this goal, what's stopping you from getting there? Is it lack of knowledge? Is it lack of time? Are you distracted? Is it because maybe you're addicted to drugs or alcohol? No matter what, just figure out what it is that is actually preventing you from achieving your goals. Once you've now addressed things that are stopping you from achieving your goals, You need to then break that goal down into smaller, more actionable steps. This allows you to celebrate milestones and small wins that are going to motivate you to keep going and let you see that the progress you're making is actually working. See, I've got a little pickaxe breaking the goals down. Next is developing routine. We already know consistency is key. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, you're going to be pretty good at it. Once you've addressed the things stopping you, once you've addressed the things that you need to do to get there, you just need to keep doing them and then you'll get there. Next is accountability. Now you can go into your goals alone. If you've got friends who have similar goals, I would 100% recommend going in with them. You're going to be able to hold each other accountable and it's going to make things a lot easier. You can also get mentors that are going to hold you accountable, or you can just be honest, like I was saying before, and hold yourself accountable. It's going to keep you on track and it's going to keep you motivated. Next is flexibility. If something isn't working, change it. Adjust your approach. Continuous improvement is key. And finally, sacrifice. It's important to understand what you're actually sacrificing, and are the sacrifices you're making actually worth the goal you're trying to achieve. The old you must die so the new you can live. Sacrifice might mean letting go of friends, loved ones, family. It might mean not going out partying on the weekends and staying home and working. It might mean you can't doom scroll for 6 hours a day. It might mean you can't clear boxes of Jaffa cakes every evening. Every story has a moment where the hero decides enough. Enough excuses, enough waiting, enough half living, and maybe this video is your moment. The point in the movie where the character finally wakes up. Because that's what motivation really is. Not a feeling, not a fleeting emotion, but a decision. You don't need anyone to save you. You don't need permission. You just need to start. And one day you'll hopefully look back and realize the position you're in now was the turning point that got you to where you're gonna be. Because greatness doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the obsessed. Thanks very much everyone for watching today. I hope you found something useful and took some value away from today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.